What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for a Monday Night Raw review for last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, the Royal Rumble Fallout show for Monday Night Raw. After a very divisive Royal Rumble where two winners, one everybody agreed with and one nobody agreed with, came out on top. Brock Lesnar not going through all 30 men, going through almost half the field. Drew McIntyre eliminating him, and everything else happening at the Rumble from The Fiend, which of course we'll have that addressed on Wednesday. On Wednesday, but on Friday, you have the Raw Women's Championship being defended last night on Sunday as well. So much to get into. Edge making his return, MVP making his return, and Berto Carrillo and Andrade having another match. The Lana and Liv Morgan match, which nobody should care about, and so much more. Now, the show starts off with the Royal Rumble winner for the men's, Drew McIntyre, making his way to the ring. Crowd is going crazy for him. Unfortunately, Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton are on commentary now. I don't know what happened to Vic Joseph. No one has a reason why a legit reason why Vic Joseph has been taken off commentary and replaced by Tom Phillips. But did we really need Byron Saxton? I am so sick to death with three-man commentary booths. NXT has it. Raw has it again. AEW has one. You don't need three people in the booth. You only need two. It's so dumb that you have like three people and then it's like three people fighting to get a word in edgewise. It's just so bad. Now, honestly, this should have been, if I'm correct, Tom Phillips. When Michael Cole, something happened to Michael Cole. Oh no, I'm sorry, not Michael Cole. Something happened to somebody else on commentary a couple months ago. Tom Phillips joined commentary, if I'm correct. Not Vic Joseph, Tom Phillips joined commentary with Michael Cole and Renee. I think it was Corey Graves was out for some reason. I think Corey Graves was not on commentary that night. And the guy gave you a hell of a performance, and everybody was calling for, because when the brand split was happening, we were going to Fox, everyone knew Cole and Graves were going to go to SmackDown. Everybody wanted Tom Phillips to take over this. Everybody wanted Tom Phillips to be the new leading man on Monday Night Raw, and they went with Vic Joseph. Now, Vic Joseph, I have no problem with him. Vic Joseph did a hell of a job. He was not the problem. Jerry the King Lawler is the problem. Jerry the King Lawler's jokes are terrible. Guy fell flat at the Royal Rumble. This guy should have not been in doing the Women's Royal Rumble match. He was absolutely atrocious calling that match. Doesn't know NXT from his right hand. It was just so bad. But they got rid of Vic Joseph and they put Byron Saxton on commentary with this guy. I don't know why, but they did. So Drew McIntyre comes out. Already tired of hearing Byron Saxton, because he's getting all giddy. The fact that we might find out what Drew McIntyre is doing at the Royal Rumble. At WrestleMania. By the way, the WrestleMania 36 sign is freaking enormous. I know the WrestleMania signs are usually big, but this one is like 3 times the size we have had in recent years. He says, I really need somebody to come here and pinch me because I feel like I'm dreaming for the last few weeks or so. Goes on about winning the Rumble and how, you know what that means. I'm going to WrestleMania. And it's like, usually people like to play games with this, like drag this out, let people in suspense of what they're going to do. Not really my style. I'm ready to make a challenge. And I challenge Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So, Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre is official for WrestleMania. I had to get that out of the way because we all knew that it's not going to be Drew McIntyre versus The Fiend. It's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. So he feels like he's ready for a fight tonight, and he decides to issue a challenge. Out comes the OC minus AJ Styles, who's out with a shoulder injury apparently after taking a gnarly spear from Edge. They come out and Carol Anderson's like, that sounds like an open challenge. He's like, that's exactly what it was. He says, I accept. Anderson, Gallows says, you know what? I'm going to take you on actually. And Drew's like, you both can take me on. We get a 2-on-1 handicap match, Drew McIntyre versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Match does not last very long. Future Shock DVT on Anderson. Drew counts to 3 with the fans and drops Anderson with a Claymore. Does the same with Gallows. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre is your winner. Now, OC in New Japan 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Wow, it's been 14 years. It has been 4 years since AJ Styles and the OC came to WWE. But okay, it's 5 years ago then. 5 years ago. As a members of the Bullet Club. One of the most feared tag teams in all of New Japan. A couple of badasses. Multiple time new on IWGP heavyweight tag team champions. And now they're getting buried 12 feet under. There's nothing else that's like, why should anyone care about the OC? We let them get buried by Drew McIntyre. Yes, I know it makes Drew McIntyre look good, but you could have did something better for them. But Drew McIntyre doesn't have long to wait as Brock Lesnar comes from behind, kick to the gut, F5, raises the title, makes his exit. Drew tries to recover on the mat, and we go to commercial break. So that is the most we'll see of Brock Lesnar probably for a month. And we get Rey Mysterio versus MVP. Get a video package of MVP making his return to the Rumble last week, and he comes out, does his normal entrance. We get the full thing, even the words before the song starts. So these guys have themselves a nice good match here. MVP does look like he is a little out of shape. Like, MVP wasn't the best in shape guy in WWE back in the day. I mean, that's why he wore the tracksuit anyway. Because WWE didn't like the physique of MVP. And you know how WWE doesn't like having, like, outside of Brock Lesnar, whose guts can hover over his shorts, they don't like people's guts showing out. So what do? They had them cover it up, and MVP has been wearing a Power Rangers type suit or a tracksuit every time since he started in WWE. Nice little Punisher logo on the front of it, so that's always nice. MVP catches a crossbody, slams Ray to the mat. MVP poses over Ray and then hits the ball and elbow for another close pin attempt. Ray grabs the bottom rope. Ray blocks a powerbomb and drops MVP into position. Hits the 619. Flies back in, pin, and win. Rey Mysterio is your winner. I'm hoping that this is like a one-off, like a two-off because of the Rumble and last night. MVP just, it doesn't do anything. He wasn't a big, he was a guy who won the tag titles with Matt Hardy, had a feud over the United States Championship with Matt Hardy, and other than that, really didn't do anything in WWE. I remember his time in TNA Impact when he was the investor, the guy with all the power, the Beatdown Clan's founder. He really hasn't done nothing. It's just not like, it's like it was a wasted potential for somebody bigger, I guess. But yeah, MVP, if he's gone, if that was it for him, that's fine. If they're going to give him a producer deal, that's cool for him. But I don't think I need to see MVP wrestling all the time. Sorry about that. I yawned a little bit. My lower jaw decided to lock up on me, so that's fun. So to come, Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins defend the titles against Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, even though I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that this was supposed to be an 8-man tag match. What happened to that? We get a WrestleMania 36 promo where 69 days away, Tom Phillips confirms Drew McIntyre versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 36 for the WWE title, the first official match. So, Aleister Black versus Kenneth Johnson. Why? Honestly, Aleister Black should just come out, do his entrance, gets up. His music continues to play, bell rings, Black Mass 1, 2, 3, because basically that's what this was. Now, Black speaks and says he takes responsibility for being eliminated, responsibility for being eliminated in the Rumble, and says from now on he's not waiting to, because I've made a mistake waiting for people to come knock on my door and come pick a fight with me. Now he's not going to do that anymore, and I'm coming to pick a fight with the Raw locker room. Yes, that was a massive mistake. It made him look stupid, made him look like there was no direction for the guy. Just sitting there, it's like, I'm just gonna wait here and wait for someone to knock on my door. Why the hell would anybody just sit there who wants to fight do that? So, gonna interesting to see what happens with him. The Buddy Murphy stuff, I don't know if he's done it over with, but it's just like I want to see what he does when he starts picking a fight with people. Raw Team title match: Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. This match was going good. This match was going real good until Samoa Joe took a suicide dive to the outside and just landed flat on his face. We see that he obviously had some sort of concussion because the referee during the commercial break is telling him he needs to go to the back. He turns around to go to the back and just collapses. Dude looks like he is out of it. Samoa Joe doesn't even know where the hell he's at, it seems like. It's like, I'm fine, but you can definitely tell Samoa Joe is not fine. Samoa Joe, the one thing holding Samoa Joe back in WWE is his injury problems. He just came back this month from a thumb injury. Now he's going to be out with a possible concussion. Dude just can't catch a break. Samoa Joe is one of the best that they have in WWE. They don't want to take him off of. Honestly, if he's going to be done wrestling, get rid of Byron Saxton, put Samoa Joe on there. Tom Phillips and Samoa Joe would be an excellent commentary team. The King, Samoa Joe showed that he's got the chops to do this whenever his time is up. If they feel like this guy can't wrestle more than just a couple dates a year and can't really put him into any big storyline, make him a part-time commentator. Have him take over for Byron Saxton. Have King get out of there. Tom Phillips, Samoa Joe, I approve for that one. That would be an awesome commentary team. So Owens is on his own. Of course, before this match, the Viking Raiders, AOP were back in Samoa Joe in Seth Rollins' private locker room. The Viking Raiders come in and beat the holy hell out of them, so they wouldn't be able to get involved with this match. Unfortunately, due to the fact that it's only a 2-on-1 handicap match, Rollins and both Murphy and Rollins both blocked the stunner. Murphy rolls Owens up for the 1, 2, 3, and that is that. Now, WWE wants to have this be a 4-on-4 affair. Samoa Joe definitely looked like he had a concussion. Nothing else was wrong with him. Nothing looked like else was wrong, but he obviously must have had his head hit that mat hard. They need to go with some softer mats out there or something. Or have the spots that people dive to be softer, so when they go in and hit that, it's not going to lead to something injury-wise. But Samoa Joe is out for hopefully only a few weeks. I don't want to see this guy miss another WrestleMania. He's already missed, I think, 1 or 2. United States title, Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade, and why? First off, Andrade was suspended after this match. This match was done in the end to write Andrade off because he is suspended for 30 days for violating the wellness policy. For what substance, I don't know. Maybe him and Charlotte got a little too friendly last night with that shit. I don't know. All I know is you have this guy coming out here, have a match. Before we got to that match, he still from Oscar's loss. Becky Lynch is backstage with Charlotte Caruso. Lynch said last night, really realized she is in a class above the rest of these dopes. He says the next arc she beats will be because she wants to, not because she feels like she has to. She asks her about Charlotte possibly challenging her. Becky says it won't be the first time, but it will be the last. Turns around and she points because she has this goat skull on the back of her jacket that says, I don't remember what it says. It says first, last, something like that. She points to it and walks off. And then we have this Mike Rome. It really made it like Mike Rome making the introductions, and it just in his voice, it was like, really, this match again? We figured Andrade gets suspended. He gets informed of his suspension. We're gonna have to suspend you, dude. We're gonna have to take you off television for 30 days. So it's either the United States title and the WWE title is not gonna be seen for 30 days at least, which is really going to just make Raw even more bland. Or we'll give Humberto Carrillo the championship. What happened? um, Carrillo strikes first with a drop kick. Andrade brings it back and keeps control. Andrade stops away in the corner now. Andrade got hit with a moonsault at the end of the match off the top rope, but Zelina comes in and breaks it up for the win, and calls a DQ. So Andrade keeps the championship. So Monday Night Raw for the next 30 days, unless they have Brock Lesnar on the show, is going to have no United States Championship, no WWE Championship. The only titles that you will see on Raw for the next 30 days at least are going to be the tag team titles and the Women's Championship. I'm sorry, the Raw Championship, because women's is a dirty word in WWE now. Charlotte Flair was out for a promo and announced she will face at WrestleMania. Charlotte says she hasn't decided yet. The tag team champions come out and said Asuka says that she would have won the Women's Royal Rumble if she was in it. Charlotte asked if that was a challenge, which led to them attacking Charlotte, which set up a match between Charlotte and Asuka. The match didn't last very long. Kyrie hit a clothesline on Charlotte off the top rope splash, which prompted a referee to cause a DQ. So back-to-back DQs. Oh, by the way, they had Humberto Carrillo plant Andrade with a DDT on the concrete to write him off for the next 30 days. Again, why did you keep the title on him? The last time somebody was a champion when they got suspended, which I think was Jeff Hardy. Did Jeff Hardy keep the Intercontinental title? No, he lost it. He lost it and then went on his way to suspension. Why is Andrade still United States champion? I know they probably want to keep it on him going into WrestleMania for whatever they want to do at WrestleMania, but the dude is going to be suspended for the next 30 days. He will not be back until February 28th. Or, more importantly, he will not be back until March on Monday Night Raw. He might be back at house shows on February 28th. And he's going to miss Super Showdown too, because his suspension will not be up until the 28th, which is the day after. Again, back-to-back DQs. Are you kidding me? How many times does WWE have to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? That's just so dumb. Just back-to-back DQs for what reason? After the match, Kyrie beats Charlotte some more. Charlotte eventually gains the advantage and clears the ring of both women. So all of that for Charlotte to stand tall. Did you really think that anyone was going to beat Charlotte? Charlotte and Drew McIntyre should not be losing a match for the next 68 days. We have 68 days until WrestleMania. We have a little under 10 weeks. It'd be fun. See what they do and how they screw this up. We get another freaking weekend update. Don't really care. Mojo Rawley is out here with Riddick Moss of NXT making his Monday Night Raw debut. Why is Riddick Moss making his debut on Monday Night Raw? And to pair him with Mojo Rawley. Well, Riddick Moss, it was nice to see your potential career going anywhere. Pairing you with the worthless 24/7 champion Mojo Rawley. Who cares? Mojo Rawley comes out. Mojo Rawley wants to defend the title. He introduces Riddick Moss. Out comes No Way Jose, another loser on the bandwagon of WWE. Quick match. Mojo wins. By R-Truth. He gets the win. He wins the match. Truth celebrates by the face-to-face with Moss. Moss turned around and is dropped by Mojo, who proceeded to drop Truth to get the pin and regain the title. Garbage, 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 garbage. Mojo Rawley, in one fell swoop, has made the 24/7 championship even more irrelevant and has killed Riddick Moss's chance of being anything in WWE. The fact that they paired this guy up with somebody that nobody cares about, not even Vince McMahon. What happened to the guy about 6 months ago sitting in front of a cracked mirror with blue crack marks on his face? What happened to that? got dropped, and now he's doing this 24/7 thing. And when Vince McMahon, as he always does, gives up on Mojo Rawley, what are they going to do when Mojo Rawley, when WWE just gives up on Mojo Rawley again, and then Riddick Moss, who is innocent in all of this, gets left behind as well? So can someone tell me why they did this? Riddick Moss has the look and looks like somebody who could do something in NXT, could do something in WWE eventually, and they paired him up with Mojo Rawley? Why? What did Riddick Moss do to deserve this garbage? I mean, yeah, Riddick Moss is going to go out there and he's not going to complain. He's going to do what he can because it's a spot on Monday Night Raw. You know how many people in NXT would kill to be in Riddick Moss's spot right now? Because you're on Monday Night Raw. In the end, Riddick Moss, 6 months from now, who the hell is Riddick Moss? He's going to be in catering with his defensive boy, Mojo Rawley. Just a damn shame for a guy who has so much potential to be something. But they already cut his legs out from under him for putting him in this garbage. Liv Morgan versus Lana. Liv Morgan wins with the springboard flatliner. Don't really care. Match. I don't care. I am over this stuff. This is the worst thing on Monday Night Raw. And it wasn't for Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns week in and week out. Wouldn't care. So, again, I don't care. Eric Rowan squashes Brandon Weiss with an iron claw. Don't care. I don't know who Brandon Weiss is. Guy who's a jobber. It is what it is. Eric Rowan's got to do something else. But however, which by the way, the entire night, it seemed like after every single segment we would get a Edge is live here tonight. Edge is here. Good. We know that. You can tell us at the beginning of the show. You don't have to keep piping it up. That is what we ought to do. It's like, hey guys, check out Monday Night Raw. Edge is gonna be on tonight. He's gonna be in the main event segment. He comes out, and this was fucking fantastic. This was the best thing on Monday Night Raw this year and anything that's happened in the last 7 or 8 years. This was awesome. Probably since he's retired. Edge chants break out, says a person, an athlete, an artist, the reaction you got at the Royal Rumble on the one tonight, the fans have no idea what it means to him. It's why we do this. So thank you. You deserve a chance and you still got it. He says, you're damn right I do. And he brings up the elephant in the room. How am I standing here? He talks about being medically disqualified from ever doing this again 9 years ago, but he refused to live in a world with what ifs. He said he immediately went to work on making what ifs disappear. Started to feel good over the years and asked himself what if he came back home. Fans with a huge pop. Dude, this was the fact that they were in the Royal Rumble aftermath. This is the second biggest Monday of the year. And this was the perfect place to do this because the crowd was going to be hot. The only other place that you could have done this and made it huge would have been the night after WrestleMania. But with this leading to a WrestleMania match, that's kind of impossible. Welcome home chance. He goes about busting his ass and getting in the best shape of his life at 46 years old so he could step back in the ring to end his career on his own terms. He said that with conviction, with valor. He then found himself at the Royal Rumble and saw some familiar faces, some new faces: Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, even mentioned Matt Riddle. The list goes on and on. He says, and hopefully I'll see them down, all boys, I hope I'll see you down the road. I ain't fooling myself. I know this might not last long, and knows it might not last long, but I hope all the fans join him on the ride. The fans pop with the yes chant. Edge jokes that he thanks Daniel Bryan for his first yes chant, which is pretty cool. I'm a little older, a little grayer with crow's feet, but it's the roadmap that got me here. But it's got one thing you can't fabricate and shove down someone's throat unless you have it, and I have grit. You knock me down, I'll get back up, and out comes Randy Orton. And things just got so much better. Things went from, okay, this is good promo, to, wow, things are going to get a little bit interesting. He enters the ring, they hug as fans cheer, they have a few words we can't hear, and the mic, Orton grabs the mic. Secret Orton has somewhat of a self-destructive personality. Worse was when I was younger, but there was one guy who pulled in his hand out of the hole, out of a hole years ago while making towels, and it was Edge. He welcomes Edge home and says he's a brother and a family to him. Last night feeling the energy and the chemistry, the only they have was special. Says Orton says his Edge is out. He's talking about what ifs, and that has what ifs he isn't sure about Edge. The fans will think about this, and he says I got one if, and I don't know how you guys are gonna feel, but what if Rated RKO got back together one more time? Fans cheer. Edge has the look of like he just has this smile come across his face. He just looks so happy. Looks around to this big turn, a 360 turn. Or he nods at Orton, and Orton responds with a huge, beautiful, perfect RKO. Fans are booing Orton. I love this complete segment. Edge is trying to recover. Orton brings in a steel chair, but Edge crawls for it. Orton grabs the chair and smacks Edge over the back towards his neck. Edge is holding the back, and he's like, you can just hear the pain in his voice. Orton stands over him. I'm sitting here just smiling on my face, loving this because Edge, you shouldn't have come back, and Orton is showing you that you shouldn't have come back. He grabs the chair, pulls the chair up, puts Edge's neck into the seat. Fans are like in horror. You could hear the shock of horror from these fans. Like, oh my god, look, he's gonna maim this guy and paralyze him forever. He goes to start onto the second rope, thinks about it, and stops what he's doing. Pulls the chair off, just gets out of the ring, runs, looks like he's about ready to leave, runs back around to the timekeeper area, grabs 2 chairs, puts him in the ring. Fans are booing, puts Edge on one of the chairs, brings the second chair in, places him on one, pulls the chair up, swings it down, smashing the chair over the other chair with Edge's head in between. Asshole Chan stood up, Orton takes a seat and looks at Edge, who is laid out on one chair still under his head like a pillow. And Orton stands over Edge as the post-rumble edition goes off the air, and I'm smiling ear to ear. This was fantastic. Edge is back. Orton is a dick again. And everything comes full circle. I can't wait for this at WrestleMania. This will be awesome. This was awesome. The best ending in 10 years. This was great. I can't wait to see what these guys do. Edge is, of course, not going to be on Raw next week. They'll probably do a from home in a neck brace thing. Beth Phoenix with him talking. Who knows? These two work well together, and I can't wait to see what they do. This was the best thing on the show, by far. But that is your Monday Night Raw review for January 7th, 2020. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. And I'll see you guys later for AEW on Thursday. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.